What's up, YouTube? It's your favorite chef, Chef G, and I'm back in the kitchen. Today we are making homemade pasta. So let's get right into the ingredients. All right, here's what you're gonna need. We have 1 pound, 4 ounces of all-purpose flour. I have 1/2 ounce of olive oil and 7½ eggs. To get your half of the egg, you get an 1/8 egg, crack it in half, split it. You can use the yolk or the white, doesn't matter. Okay, you're also going to need 1½ teaspoon of salt. Let's get making. All right, so first things first, I'm using a sheet pan to mix my pasta on. You can use a large bowl or you can use your countertop. First thing we're going to do is going to pour our flour down. And you're going to make a well, which is just like a little hole, right in the middle of your flour.
Should we go on ahead and do that now?
Next, you're going to add in your salt right in the middle. Just mix it just a little bit to incorporate it with some of your flour. But make sure you keep your well. And you want a nice big well because we have 7½ eggs, so we want to make sure we have enough space for all our eggs. Next thing we're going to add in is our olive oil. Right in the center. On top of that, we're going to add in our 7½ eggs. You want to take your fingers and break up your eggs so you can start to incorporate. If your well on the side falls over, it's quite all right because it's all going to get mixed in anyways. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly incorporate some of your flour from around. So bring a little flour in to start incorporating with your eggs. All right, so I have incorporated about 1/3 of my flour, and as you can see, it's starting to come together to form a dough. Like I said before, if your well collapses, that's quite all right. Just continue mixing. You can also do this inside of a KitchenAid mixer using a dough hook to make your pasta. But as you see, my dough is coming together, so I'm going to continue incorporating flour until I get a nice shaggy dough that I'm going to knead until I form a nice smooth dough ball. Alright, so at this point I have collapsed my wall on my well, so I'm just going to continue incorporating my flour into my dough until I get my nice smooth ball. And this is going to take a few minutes, but it will come together, so no worries. Alright, so at this point we're starting to come together with our dough. So we're going to knead this by folding over and pushing away and rotating. Folding over, push away, and rotate. You may have to add in maybe about 1/2 cup to 1½ cups extra of flour because this recipe originally used bread flour, but we substituted all-purpose flour for it. So you may have to add in more flour, but if you do, no worries. Just add it in and get your nice smooth dough ball. Alright, so as you can see, my dough is coming together nicely. I did add about 3/4 of a cup to a cup extra of flour, and I'm going to knead this for about 7 to 10 minutes just until my gluten forms and I have a nice smooth dough. Alright, so after 7 to 10 minutes of kneading, you should have a nice smooth dough ball that looks like this. Okay, we're going to wrap this in plastic wrap, allow it to rest just so our gluten relaxes again, and then we'll get to rolling it out into the shape that we desire. Alright, all wrapped up. Put it in a space until you're ready to roll it into the shape that you desire, and you'll have homemade fresh pasta. Cooks in about 2 to 3 minutes in boiling salted water. Our dough has rested, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to shape it. I have a little bit of flour for my dough, not too much because you don't want it to be too sticky, but you want to kind of press it down so we can put it through our pasta machine, which we have here. Okay, you want to dust your pasta machine with a little flour as well so nothing sticks as it's rolling through. We're going to start on our highest setting, which is the number 7, and we're going to work our way down into the desired thickness that we need. Alright, so I have my pasta in my pasta machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll, and you should see my pasta start to come out the other side right down here on the bottom. And all it's doing is flattening out the pasta to the desired thickness that I'm looking for. Okay, you want to make sure you pull that pasta out each time so it doesn't wrinkle up and stick to each other. Alright, so as you can see, the pasta gets longer and longer each time I run it through my pasta machine here. So I'm going to the next setting, which is number 6, and then work my way down. Okay, so I've reached my desired thickness, which is a number 4 on my pasta machine. So now I'm ready to cut this into my desired shape. So before you get it to your desired shape, what you're going to do is make sure you put a little flour on it so it doesn't stick inside of our machine. So here I have a fettuccine and a thin spaghetti shape. So I'm going to use the thin spaghetti shape in order to make the pasta that I want. Alright, so we're going to feed our pasta through the portion that has our thin spaghetti, and it should come out on the other end. Alright, feed it through. And as you see, we have our thin spaghetti pasta. Perfect for spaghetti and meatballs. And we're going to continue doing that until we're finished with all of our pasta. Alright, so here we have our freshly made spaghetti, thin spaghetti pasta. We're ready to cook so you can enjoy.